Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. Another day, another American League team at American Family Field. This time it's the Baltimore Orioles, ending the stretch of 15 consecutive games against interleague opponents. Yesterday, the Brewers got the better of the Twins, snapped a 13-game winning streak from Minnesota. Sal Frelick, a couple of runs batted in, and Jackson Chourio saved the day with that home run robbery, propelling the Brewers to a 5-2 win against Minnesota yesterday. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to American Family Field with Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minnaert down on the field. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks for being with us. And Rock, the Orioles are in town. This is a struggling bunch, right? They've lost 6 in a row, 12 of the last 14.
And this is an opportunity for the Brewers to get back to 500. They have the Pirates on the next road trip, so an opportunity for these guys to figure out who they are. They've only won 15 games this year. That's third fewest in all of baseball. The Rockies and White Sox have fewer. 71 wins last year, 101 wins the year before. Manager of the year, Brandon Hyde. He was fired on Saturday. Manager of the year back in 2023. They haven't scored a lot of runs. Adley Rutschman is having a rough year. Cedric Mullins hasn't been what they thought he was going to be. Gunnar Henderson's been all right, but it's been about the pitching. Starters have been bad. They've been giving up a ton of home runs. Let's see if the Brewers can get something going.
72 home runs allowed, the most in Major League Baseball. Can the Brewers take advantage? We'll find out as Quinn Priester takes the mound after Rob Zastryzny opens the ball game. Sophia's got more with Priester when we come back.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Habish and Rotier, personal injury attorneys. National reputation, hometown service. A chilly Monday night here in Milwaukee, but baseball is going to be happening here inside American Family Field, and the Brewers continue their 6-game homestand here. Sophia Minnaert here at American Family Field, and as the Brewers open up their series against the Baltimore Orioles, they are going with an opener. They'll use the lefty, Rob Zastryzny, who will be making his season debut, pitched in a couple of games for the Brewers last season, and he will be the 11th different starter that the Brewers have used this season. But we also expect to see Quinn Priester. He is scheduled to pitch today, and he will provide the length behind Rob Zastryzny. So for Quinn Priester, he has pitched well over his last 2 starts. He's allowed just 1 run in each of those starts against the Astros and most recently against the Guardians. 6 strikeouts to 5 walks for him. He's trying to build up some momentum on the mound. The sinker ball has been really effective for him to get some ground ball outs. Here's what Quinn Priester had to say about what's been going well for him over his recent appearances.
Keeping the ball down the zone and even, getting the ball on the ground when it stays middle or up is huge. And, I felt the help last week with the double play balls and we're going to keep those. You're just going to keep it on the ground. The slider puts the ball on the ground as well and know that that's going to be, a huge part of my identity. Just getting quick outs, like, getting ahead of guys. Ran into trouble the one, time in the first I didn't, but just getting ahead of guys, racing the 2 strikes and ultimately creating, some uncomfortable swings, trying to get guys to swing at pitches they don't want to and keep getting those ground balls for infield to work and yeah, just throwing strikes and filling the zone out.
Brewers and Orioles opening up a 3-game series. Baltimore sending the righty Dean Kramer to the mound. He has an earned run average of over 5. And again, the Brewers will be sending Rob Zastryzny to open up the game. And Quinn Priester looks to keep it going with some good momentum on the mound. First pitch coming up.
Roof is closed tonight. American Family Field. Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minnaert, Jeff Levering aboard. American Family Field. New camera in use today. That's the wire cam zipping you down the third base line. Fun little toy for us to play with for the next couple of home stands. The Baltimore Orioles are in town. They've lost 6 in a row and 12 of the last 14. Tony Manzolino named the interim manager just a couple of days ago, and now the Orioles have given up 10 runs in each of the last 2 ball games. His dad, Doug, a former coach on Phil Garner's staff. Doug Manzolino going over the ground rules of American Family Field. Brewers are waiting for Rob Zastryzny to take the mound. While we wait for him, take a look at the starting lineup for Baltimore, brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Jackson Holliday leads things off. He is red hot. Ryan Mountcastle and Gunnar Henderson to follow. Ramon Laureano, Ryan O'Hearn, and Ramon Urias in the middle of that Orioles lineup. And Cedric Mullins, Dylan Carlson, and Maverick Handley round out that starting 9 for Baltimore. There's Rob Zastryzny, makes his second appearance with the Brewers with 2 innings on Saturday against the Twins.
He claimed off of waivers by the Cubs. That was back on November 4th, and then signed with New York, the Yankees. That was on February 17th, so he's bounced around a little bit already this year. Saturday against the Twins, and no decision. Really pitched well. 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 punch-outs. Did not walk a batter. Let's check out the defense brought to you by Landmark Credit Union here tonight. You got Collins, Churio, and Frelick in the outfield. Churio with that great catch in yesterday's game. Durbin, Monasterio on the left side. Terang, Hoskins on the right, and William Contreras once again behind home plate tonight.
Home plate umpire tonight is Dan Bellino. He's our crew chief. Clint Vondrak is over at first. Phil Cuzzy is at second base, and the third base umpire is John Bacon. 2-for-1 deal right there. You got both in one shot. Makes our director Lindsay Plozet very happy. Well, if they would just turn around, then we'd be in really good shape. Well, Jackson Holliday about ready to dig in. One of the 3 excellent young players in Major League Baseball. The first name of Jackson. Just called up when the Brewers were in Baltimore last year. Had his first big league hit against the Brewers. Jackson Churio, of course, and Jackson Merrill of the San Diego Padres. All set to go as Holliday not ready to dig in against Zastryzny. Been hot recently. He's homered in back-to-back ball games. Batting average up to 275 in the first pitch of the game, fouled away, and off we go from Milwaukee.
As Zastryzny last year, 9 games, 3 starts for the Brewers. He was 1-0. Great earned run average. Limited time out there. 1.17 his ERA a year ago.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
He was pitching well, but ended up on the injured list to end the season. Did not finish the year last year.
Made those 3 spot starts. Same role he's in right now. 0-2 on Holliday. And he struck him out. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That fastball. 2 fastballs to start him out were right down the middle of the plate. And then the sweeper to get him. It's pretty much what you're going to see out of Zastryzny tonight. As long as he's going to be in there, probably an inning, maybe 2, who knows.
Tony Manzolino is staggered his lefties and righties. This is Mountcastle riding a 12-game hitting streak. A swing and a miss. Cutter from Zastryzny.
Yeah, runs have been really hard to come by for the Orioles, and they have been giving up a ton of runs. That's been their issue. Losers of 6 straight.
On the ground, third. Couple of hops for Durbin. 2 up and 2 down. Gunnar Henderson coming up. Check out tonight's StatCast powered by Google Cloud. He has really struggled against left-handed pitching this year. 18 strikeouts and hitting just 164 against southpaws.
Yeah, which is probably one of the reasons why Pat Murphy wanted to start Zastryzny here tonight, to get things going on the right foot and then bring in Priester.
Henderson hits the ball as hard as anybody in Major League Baseball. Was in the MVP race until the last month or so of the season last year. The Orioles team ended up with 91 wins last season, lost in sweep fashion against Kansas City in the wild card round. That was the year after they won the East and won over 100 games.
Yeah, all the numbers fairly good for Henderson, except for the runs batted in. Only 13. He's got 7 homers, only 13 RBIs.
That one fouled straight back and just below us. 1-2 on Gunnar Henderson. Zastryzny deals very high, and it's a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Looking for a quick and easy first, Rob Zastryzny. Jammed a foul.
You don't have to throw hard to get in on hitters on the hands. That pitch 91 right on the edge. Good pitch. Get a guy thinking sweeper, and then you throw that fastball in on him.
Foul back again. Got away with one there. Coming off of a series sweep, the Orioles against the Nationals.
Yeah, they fire their manager on Saturday, continue to get swept through the weekend.
Two coming. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Zastryzny does what he's supposed to do. 3 up and 3 down in the first. No score, bottom of the first inning. And the Brewers coming up with Pat Murphy trying to take game 1 of this series. Brewers took 2 of 3 against the Orioles last year in Baltimore. Take a look at his starting lineup. It's brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Very similar to what they ran out there yesterday in the win. Just a couple of tweaks in the order. And Andrew Monasterio makes the start at short. He is batting in the number 8 spot. They get Dean Kramer. 10th start for him. Brewers got him for 8 runs a year ago in Baltimore.
He's got a 7+ ERA on the road away from Baltimore. He was a 38th round pick by San Diego back in 2015. Last time out against Minnesota, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs for him. 3rd start for him against Milwaukee.
0-1 to Bryce Terang. And that's right down the middle. It's 0-2.
And the Brewers have hit him pretty well. 12 innings, 9 earned runs on his card.
He's never beaten the Brewers in those 2 starts. 0-2. 0-2 count to Terang, and a swing and a miss. 3 straight fastballs, and Kramer strikes out Terang.
Well, let's check the Orioles defensively. Around the middle of the pack in the American League, you got Dylan Carlson, Cedric Mullins, and Laureano in the outfield. Ramon Urias, Gunnar Henderson, Jackson Holliday, and Ryan Mountcastle from 3rd to 1st, and Maverick Handley behind home plate. Love the name Maverick.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
I feel like he should be a pilot. Naval aviator. Strike 1 on William Contreras.
There's a golfer named Maverick, right?
That's right.
I think I'm right.
Check our golf expert to our left.
Dom says yes. Maverick McNeely.
That's a shot to left for a base hit for William Contreras. First hit of the game.
4-seam fastball up, a little bit middle in, and Contreras able to barrel it up. Check it out. Nice pulls the hands in and hits it hard into left field. Opportunity for the Brewers to get back to 500. A struggling ball club coming in.
It's a big week for the Brewers.
Yes, it is. Got Pirates coming up.
4-game series in Pittsburgh that begins on Thursday.
This will give you a sense of where the team's heading, right? Do a 5-2 7-game stretch against these 2 opponents. You're feeling pretty good.
Never want to take any opponent lightly, but certainly an opportunity to make some hay. There's a swing and a foul, and it's 0-2 on Jackson Churios.
Especially when your team has been struggling, right? I mean, you don't take anybody lightly. Everybody is a worthy opponent.
Churio trying to break out of it. And a swing and a miss. 3 straight cutters. And Churio's gone. Check out tonight's All-State Good Hands. Last year, the Brewers against Dean Kramer. 4 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them earned. Gave up a couple of homers. Rhys Hoskins got him. Jake Bauers got him. And the Brewers went on to win big that day in Baltimore. As Yelich takes strike one.
Yeah, he has had a difficult time. You saw what happened, to Kramer at home against the Brewers, but on the road this year, an earned run average over 7.
Allowed 18 home runs a season ago. Covered 24 starts. Yelich hits it on the ground to third. Urias will take it to the bag himself. 5 unassisted at second base. And that will end the inning. Quinn Priester looks like he's coming into this ball game after a clean first from Zastryzny. No scores. We go to the top of the second inning and a pitching change for the Brewers. Zastryzny did his job. 3 up and 3 down with a couple of Ks. Our Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all call to the pen, brings in Quinn Priester. Second time that he is coming in out of the bullpen, Rock, as he'll face the middle of this order. Starts with Laureano.
He's lost the last 2 games, but he's pitched pretty well. Houston and at Cleveland, 5 innings in each of those 2 starts. He's given up a combined 2 earned runs, but the 0-3 record kind of, or I should say the 0-2 record sticks out in those last 2. He's thrown the baseball well.
No more than 3 hits allowed in either of those starts. And there's a strike at the knees to Laureano. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The Brewers have scored all but 1 run in each of those last 2 starts. For Priester,
each of the last 3 appearances for Priester. Outing before that against the Cubs, he came out of the bullpen, went 4 1/3 innings. That was on a Friday night. The Brewers got shut out that day by Chicago. Laureano out to left. Back goes Collins. It is gone. A home run for Ramon Laureano, his 6th of the year, and the Orioles strike first.
slider right down the middle, and Laureano knocked it out of here. So once again, the Brewers have to play from behind. They were able to get on the board first in yesterday's game. That slider right down the middle of the plate and didn't do a whole lot.
Captain Jack Sparrow cap that the Orioles wear for their home runs, as Ryan O'Hearn is at the plate. 0-1 to him is fouled away. Nothing in 2.
What was that thing there?
The homer hose. Yeah, they pour water in it, and
oh, is that what's in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's water. I mean, we saw the Twins bullpen hammering Red Bulls before the game yesterday. But that is the homer hose.
Okay.
Pour some water in the top and then take a sip from it. There's strike 3 called. Priester strikes out O'Hearn looking. Let's go down to Sophia with the pitching plan for today.
Yeah, well, for Quinn Priester, it all starts with his sinker. That's been his primary pitch. The usage for him is over 40% with that. And when he's commanding it well, it's been a good one for him in terms of generating ground ball outs. He has a 55% ground ball rate, which is 12% higher than league average. So he said the physical cues for him, just getting that consistent extension out in front of him. He said, when I'm able to do that, keep the ball down, let that sinker play. And he said it's almost thinking like you're throwing the ball through the catcher's chest. That's what he's thinking with that pitch in terms of the execution. And he said, when I can do that and let the defense go to work, usually good things happen. And so for Priester, he said it's just learning from failures at this point and just trying to string good innings together. It's certainly been up and down for him in his 8 appearances here, but just trying to get some momentum going on the mound.
2 double plays behind him in his last start. Thank you, Sophia.
Yeah, good point. Don't throw the ball to the catcher. You throw it through the catcher. That's where you get that good finish to it. Not just the fastball, but the slider as well. He's hung a couple already in this inning.
1-2. Slow roller hit to second. Terang with a nice play coming in. Round number 2. Solo homers won't necessarily kill you. It did last time as the Brewers lost 2-0 against the Guardians. And the only run he allowed was a solo homer to Jose Ramirez. But if you can keep it at just solo homers, that's not a bad thing.
Right. Just minimize the base on balls.
This one popped up by Mullins. Shallow left. Monasterio there. And that ends the inning. Orioles take a 1-0 lead on the 6th home run from Ramon Laureano. Well, Rhys Hoskins, take a look at him. He is our Verizon reliable performance. Last 30 ball games, 337, 5 homers, 21 RBIs, 982 OPS. That is very reliable.
Man, he's been real good since the middle of April. And we figured when we were talking about Rhys in spring training that that knee 100%. A full year after that knee surgery. And he's looking good at the plate. He says he feels as though he has both legs under him now.
After he missed the entire 23 season. Last year still very productive. Even more so this year, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's moving around much better around first base.
The team may be struggling as a whole. Hoskins trying to put this team on his back. Feels like whenever they've needed a lift, it's been Hoskins that has provided it. He's ahead 3-1.
Good patience at the plate, going to the opposite field. And in counts like this, he's looking to pull the ball and knock it out of the ballpark.
Fouled it away. Had a good pitch to hit, missed it.
You see, Kramer didn't throw all that hard either. I mean, that fastball, 3-1 pitch, 92 miles an hour down the middle.
It's an Orioles staff that has given up a league high 72 home runs. There's only one starter in the rotation that has an ERA under 5. It has been a tough year pitch for the Orioles.
Highest ERA in the American League.
And Hoskins draws a walk to get the Brewers offense going in the 2nd.
Well, collect a Jackson Cheerio jersey on June 7th when the Brewers give away 25,000 Cheerio replica jerseys at the game against the Padres. That's courtesy of Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealers. Get tickets now at brewers.com/giveaway.
Here's your jersey. There it is. Look, it got buttons and everything. How cool is that? And it feels like it's a game used jersey.
Yeah, nice. Yep.
Legit. I tell you, all of the Brewers promo items, going back to the cribbage board on Saturday, the jersey here, just A+ quality.
It's a medium. You can have it.
Oh, this is Dom's. It's not mine. Collins fouls it back. Dom just throws it over his shoulder. He's done. We need this for another week or so.
Is Dom a medium, you think? I know you are. You're kind of medium-ish, large-ish.
You're in that Marge.
That little tweener size.
Schmedium and Marge. Collins takes down and in. You like that?
That is good.
The tweeners. Yeah. Isaac Collins had a big hit in yesterday's ball game. 2-run single with the bases loaded. Flips this one down the third base side and foul. Reyes gave it a run. Comes up short. This is yesterday. Collins, that was a massive hit for this Brewers team.
Yeah, with 2 outs in the inning. Yeah, bases loaded. They would have played a couple, giving Freddie a little breathing room out there.
Came in the 3rd after 3 straight walks. Collins had the 2-run single, then Sal Frelick singled home another run to make it a 3-run inning. Collins rips one into right. That'll fall. Back-to-back base runners to open up the 2nd inning for Milwaukee.
And another fastball right down the middle. The second one in that sequence that Kramer threw to Collins. Got away with the first one, did not get away with this one. Very hittable, straight as a string.
Two on with nobody out for Sal Frelick. Drove in a couple of runs yesterday. The Brewers had a 4-0 lead at one point in that game. Added a run late without the benefit of a hit. But for the Brewers, didn't have another hit in that game yesterday after the third inning. Pitching did the job. 5 innings from Freddie Peralta, then Uribe, Koenig, Mears, and McGill.
Yeah, that walk that led off the 8th inning by Contreras, the only base runner after the 3rd inning. Pitching held it up.
2-0 on Frelick. And there's a strike.
And they dropped a cutter on him on a 2-0 pitch.
Might be a good day for the left-handers in the Brewers lineup against Kramer.
Yep, 7 of the 10 home runs that he's allowed have come against lefties.
That is in tight. 3 balls and a strike. They got a good one and drive it.
And lefties hitting over 300.
Walk, single, now 3-1 on Frelick. And he golfs it down the first base side. Foul. Cutter down the middle at 86. He was out in front.
That's the only pitch that he's thrown for a strike to Sal in this at bat, the cutter.
And Hoskins and Collins, your runners. And he popped it up. Third base side. One away. And now a quick word from Rally House, Wisconsin.
Shop Rally House for the best selection of team gear and local gifts. From the most popular styles to the hottest trends, there's something for every fan at Rally House.
Andrew Monasterio looking for his first hit at the big league level this year. He's 0 for his first 6, but he's drawn 3 walks. Continually having productive at-bats. He fouls the first one back.
He normally does a pretty good job putting the ball in play. Likes to use right field. Big hole over there on the right side.
Ball and a strike on Monasterio. Tell him the first inning plus from Kramer, that fastball pretty flat. The cutter's got some action on it. Foul back. There was a sinker in on his hands.
And 91 to 93 miles an hour. We'll see what the Brewers do second time through.
Arsenal so far, some variant of the fastball. He's only thrown 1 curveball. Does have a split in the arsenal.
There are some Brewers with some pretty decent numbers against Kramer. Hoskins 2 for 3 career. Jake Bauers 3 for 9 with a couple of homers. Didn't get a start today.
That's fouled away. He got a piece of the cutter. Trying to ride the hot hand is Pat Murphy. Collins had the big 2-run single yesterday and sacrifice, so he gets another start. Bauers was 1 for 6 in the previous series. Had been hot previously. And a wave and a miss at that cutter. Monasterio's gone on strikes.
They got him to chase that pitch. It's been the best pitch for this guy so far today. Kramer with the cutter. It's got more of a rotation, like a slider, actually. They're calling it a cutter, but it looks more like a slider. Breaking a lot bigger, going down a little bit. I guess you can call it anything you want.
I always go back to Rick Vaughn. If you hit it, you can name it. Maverick Handley just out for a couple of moments to chat with Kramer, with Durbin at the plate. And Durbin takes one right down the middle for strike one. Cutter has been the go-to pitch for Kramer.
Yeah, 9 of 12 have been for strikes.
And now a base hit by Durbin. They're going to send Hoskins up with it. Here comes a throw home, and Hoskins is safe. Risky send from Jason Lane. It pays off as the Brewers tie the game.
Well, you got to do it with 2 outs. You know, put the pressure on the defense. Carlson had that baseball before Reese touched third base. There's that breaking pitch again. Yeah, Durbin able to go down and get it. A little bit off the end, giving Reese Hoskins an opportunity to score. Just barely. The ball hit him.
Yes, it did. Right off the right shoulder. Good call, partner.
Yeah, it did get him on the shoulder. I thought it did.
Here's Terang. And Terang with a base hit to right. One runs in. Durbin speeding around third. It's cut off. Run scores. Terang is in a rundown, trying to get himself to an open base. Yet another throw from the Orioles, and finally Henderson tags out Terang. But the Brewers cash in with 3 runs with 2 outs. Durbin with 1 RBI and Terang with a couple of stakes. Well, 3-1 the Brewers after the Orioles got 1 in the top of the second. Cheers to you. 3 in the bottom half of inning number 2. Quinn Priester works with the lead, and Dylan Carlson will lead things off for Baltimore. Used to seeing him in a Cardinals uniform. He's a different bird now.
Yeah, switch hitter. That's big games against the Brew Crew.
Former first rounder with St. Louis. Bounced around a bit over the last year or so. He's looking for his first hit as an Oriole. He's 0 for his first 15. Up and down with AAA Norfolk 3 times. Fouled away.
You know, as tough as it is to get to the big leagues, even tougher to stay. And check this out, another 2-out base hit. The Brewers had a bunch of those in yesterday's game. I'm not sure. You go 9-3. Is that shortstop? I don't know. It was like
way too many throws.
Yeah, I just said 9-5.
9-3, 6-3, 4-6. Missing one more number, and you got a phone number there. 9-3-6-3-4-6.
Like a zip code.
Did I hear a niner in there? Calling from a walkie-talkie. Carlson into left for Collins.
Not exactly how you draw up a rundown.
How many throws in a rundown typically?
Should be 1. 1 after the throw in from the outfielder. It was far more than that.
Maverick Handley. Line drive, and Terang picks it clean for the out. Two quick outs for Priester.
Yeah, Priester getting a lot of the play. That pitch, fastball right down the middle. Fortunately, right at Terang in second.
T-Mobile coverage cam, and yes, he did get those fingers underneath that baseball above the dirt. Back to the top of the order, and Holiday fouls it back. Son of Matt Holiday, first round pick. And he lines one back up the middle. He stays high. 10 for his last 25 at the plate.
Got a nice swing. That was a hanging curveball that he's able to bang into center field. Curveball stays up out over the plate. That's a nice swing by young Holiday.
One of the youngest players in the major leagues. And Jackson Chourio still has that moniker, the youngest, 21 years old. One hit down the right field line. It is slicing towards the corner, and it is a foul ball. Just foul for Mountcastle. Holiday would have scored.
Yep, just barely foul by maybe 18 inches.
Thank goodness our guys weren't out on the set. That would have hit Stephen Watson in the back.
Dilly would have protected him.
Probably.
I'm confident in that.
Probably. I'll give you credit. So 0-1 on Ryan Mountcastle. Trying to stop this 2-out uprising right here for Priester. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
It's one of the issues that the Orioles have. This guy here, first baseman Mountcastle, a slugging percentage of .336. It's not a whole lot of extra base hits. 2 home runs, 14 runs batted in. You want a little bit more out of your first baseman.
Swing and a miss. Priester struck him out with a slider. Second strikeout for Priester. And just a 2-out single is all. 3-1 Brewers as we go to the bottom of the third inning at American Family Field, and pleased to be joined by Brewers General Manager Matt Arnold in the booth. And Arnie, it's great to talk with you all the time. And pitching is starting to come back to life, but really the question of the month of May is the offense. How do we get the offense more consistent?
Yeah, I think it's been a work in progress. A little bit Jekyll and Hyde, I think, from our end, but honestly, it's you see nights like tonight where you're able to get off to a pretty good start here and just build on it. You know, there have been days where we haven't been the team that we wanted to be, and then we put up a 9 spot, you know, in Cleveland, and a great day like yesterday as well. So we just got to build on these, and a start like we're having tonight is a really positive thing for this offense for sure.
Getting guys like William Contreras, and Jackson Chourio is kind of going through it right now. Did that early in the season last year, but we've seen what he can be at its peak, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think one of the things to keep in mind is just how young this kid. He's the youngest player in the big leagues, first of all, and I think when you look back, even where he was a year ago today, he has come leaps and bounds from that point, and seeing what he's doing, and then robbing a potentially game-tying home run yesterday. I mean, really changed the game for us. So even if he's not doing it at the plate at times, he's certainly taken steps forward there, but he's taken steps forward on the defensive side as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we realize as we get through these games is that young players. I mean, it's one thing to have one good year. It's another thing to back it up. I mean, the league is going to make adjustments, on them. I mean, do you see them making the adjustments that they need to make?
Yeah, I think, Rock, you know that better than anybody, right? It's just how do you build, how do you get better that day? And our coaches do a tremendous job emphasizing that and the important things that they need to know every day to get ready. And I think it's just continuing to build on that growth. And a lot of guys, look, there are very few guys that come to the big leagues and are instantly great. It takes time for all these guys, starting with Christian Yelich. All those guys weren't who they were right when they walked in the door, and it just takes some time. And again, their swings and the evolution of their games just continue to progress in a lot of positive ways.
Yeah, can you give us an update on your center fielders that are on the injured list, like Perkins and Garrett Mitchell?
Yeah, both those guys progressing really well.
There's a shot into the gap in left center. Contreras is 2 for 2. Now he adds a double to the day. Good to see him start to swing the bat well. That was 110 off the bat. That's good.
That's what I've heard. That's good. Yeah. No, that's awesome. And getting him right. And again, he's a silver slugger, 2-time winner of that award. And seeing this guy swing the bat is especially the way he's going tonight, it's really good to see.
How many guys do you know that are going to play with a broken finger, especially a catcher?
Nobody. I mean, he is as tough as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, he never wants to come out of lineup, and just an enormous credit. And he's a huge leader. He really has become a leader of this team.
Now you're talking about the center fielders, Garrett Mitchell, Blake Perkins, where are they at right now?
Yeah, definitely trending positively. You know, Perk obviously, you know, broke his leg early in camp. It's a smaller fracture, but just getting him up to speed is something he's working towards. And then Mitchell, obviously, with the oblique thing that again, it pops up from time to time for a lot of these guys, and how strong they are and how physical they are. He's an incredibly explosive athlete, so he's potentially a little more susceptible to those types of things. But both those guys are progressing very, very well.
Considering where the pitching staff has been, right? So many injuries with the starters. What the Brewers have run out there has been awfully impressive. The bullpen's been spectacular. We'll get to them in a different moment, but the fact that the starting rotation has given you what they've given you is really good.
Yeah, and a lot of guys have stepped up, especially some of these young guys. You know, Quentin Priester, the last couple outings has been better, certainly. And again, we've seen ebbs and flows there. But guys like Logan Henderson, you know, there are a number of guys that are. Chad Patrick is continuing to progress in a really positive way and giving us some quality innings as well.
Getting a couple of those guys that are on the injured list back quickly as Churio flies to right. Brandon Woodruff is making good progress. Probably 2 more appearances for him potentially, depending on the ankle, and then Aaron Savali making his way back.
Yeah, Woody's in a really good spot. We have a plan mapped out for him, and again, things can change as we know, but having Woody back in the rotation will be something really special, and Savali's not that far away as well.
You know, in my experience, the team has started out a little bit clunky so far this year, and just because the pitching, you got the injuries to the pitching staff, that affects everybody. When you're not whole, right? Your entire roster is not whole. That affects everybody, even the hitters.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, it requires a lot of guys to step up, and I think we've had to do that for a number of years here, and I think that's a huge credit to the guys and the players that we have and who they are, really, more than anything else. And so I think you're right. It does put added pressure to those guys, but we have had a number of guys step up here for a long, long time.
That bullpen group has been awfully electric, and they have remained mostly in whole, too. I mean, Uribe has thrown the heck out of the baseball. Nick Mears, I mean, unreal what he's been able to do.
Yeah, the Meerkat. Yeah, wow. I mean,
is that catching on?
Oh, it's in fuego these days. No, he's been great. I mean, all those guys, and McGill at the back end. A lot of those guys are stepping up and doing a tremendous job. Grant Anderson as well, just quietly doing his thing. And, it's just one guy after another just continuing to take step forward in the bullpen. I'm really proud of that group.
Uribe has been unbelievable. I mean, he's throwing sliders. I mean, that seems to be his #1 pitch. He starts guys out with the slider. And when he's able to throw that for strikes, I mean, 101 looks pretty good after the slider.
Sure does. Yeah, absolutely. I think guys get geared up for that fastball. And then when you see that incredible slider that he has, it's something you got to really make an adjustment to.
It's remarkable what this organization has been able to do with bullpen arms. It seems like year in and year out there's a retooling, and for whatever it is, it's Chris Hook, it's Jim Henderson, the rest of that pitching group, they've got some secret sauce back there that whatever they sprinkle on these guys, it just works.
Yeah, they really do a really good job, and those guys, it's a really tight-knit group. I mean, bullpen guys can be a little quirky at times, but they're a lot of fun, and they get after it. I mean, they really have their own routine, and it's different here probably than a lot of other places, but they have a lot of fun down there, and they've done a really nice job for us.
Yelich hits a fly ball down the left field line. Carlson gives chase. Carlson up against the wall, makes the catch, fires into second late. Takes a foul ball potentially away from Christian Yelich for out number 2. Wanted to ask you, this is a great play by Carlson, former Cardinal. He's done this a time or two in this ballpark. That is not a soft fence, by the way. That's going to hurt. I want to ask you about Jacob Mizorowski. I mean, last start, 103 in the 6th inning.
Yeah, impressive for sure. Yeah, he's a guy that has definitely gotten all of our attention, no question. And I think a lot of it comes down to just the right avenue to deploy him. You know, he's definitely done a wonderful job down there, and just getting in that right routine. There's a lot of things that he needs to bring from there to here when he's able to arrive, and we just want to have that clean runway because, like we've talked about earlier, we do have a number of guys that are on the way back. And once he gets here, we certainly want him to stay here.
You're always thinking about improving the club. I mean, picking up Eddie Rosario. What are the plans for him?
A fly ball to left center by Hoskins, and it's going to be caught by Mullins.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, Rosario's a really interesting piece, and again, we've had a number of guys that have gotten injured, and we always want to have that type of depth to help out this club.
Awesome. Great stuff. Keep up the good work, all right?
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Ed Arnold, Brewers general manager, with us. We got some snacks for you, all right?
Thanks. Let's go.
I love it. All right, we'll be back. Brewers up by 2.
Thanks, Bob.
Spectrum game reset. Brewers with a 3-run bottom of the second inning. And Quinn Priester back to work against the middle of this Baltimore Orioles order. Caleb Durbin with a big RBI single that snapped an 0 for 24 at the plate. Gunnar Henderson leads it off, and Priester stepped off. He's still got a couple of seconds left on that pitch timer, and he beats that timer and delivers to Henderson. Tried to step off to reset it. Can't do that with nobody on base.
And the Brewers squander a leadoff double back in the third.
That one, a bullet back up the middle. Monasterio into a dive, throws, and he gets Henderson. Nice play by Monasterio.
Well, there's so many things you love about a play like that. I mean, these guys are so athletic. We see Joey do it all the time. He just snares that baseball. It looked like it was by him. Look at the way he goes down and gets it, spins around. And how about the throwing arm? Flat-footed, able to throw a strike over to Reese to get a big leadoff out. Nice play, Andrew Monasterio.
Inside the play, brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. There's a lot going on in that play.
Yeah, I mean, so many things that make that play really difficult, but they make it look so easy.
Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of ground balls. All that work that they do with Matt Erickson day in and day out. Got a machine that looks like a shop vac that just fires baseballs at him. Slow roller to third, going to be a tough play. Barehand attempt, Durbin, no chance to get Laureano.
And no defending that. Swinging bunt down the line. Laureano 2 for 2. Kind of got 8 up inside. And no chance for Durbin.
Not even the late, great, legendary Brooks Robinson would have made that play.
May he rest in peace.
Passed away a couple of years ago. This one popped up by O'Hearn, fouling in the seats.
Best third baseman ever? Question mark? Close?
Top 3. I mean, Nolan Arenado, what he's been able to do defensively, he's got to be in the conversation.
Right. Oh, sure.
And you're right on Robinson. On the ground to second base. Terang feeds. That's one to first. Late. Slow ground ball hit by O'Hearn. They get the lead runner.
Monasterio really surprised you with his throwing arm. I mean, he has got a rocket over there at short. Not a double play ball, but they made it close. Just beat it.
And flat-footed, he threw that thing 78 miles an hour. I mean, it's impressive to do that.
Right.
Ramon Urias. Fly ball to center, sends Churiel back onto the warning track to make the catch. And Priester has some loud contact, but an 8-pitch 0 in the 4th. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. And by Old National Bank. Get old. Getting a nice taste of our new wire cam going down the field level box seats as Collins takes high for ball 1. That's some new toys for our production crew to play with for this series and for the Red Sox series. Gives you cool views. That was an awesome view of watching the Terang 2-run single as Collins lifts one down the right field line. That'll be in the seats foul. There's that wire cam. It's always great to watch all of our production crew utilize what they can of the ballpark.
Who's running that camera? We get a name?
Miles is on that camera.
Okay.
Gliding down the ropes. Collins fouls it away. We got robo cams. We got wired cams. handheld cams. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a shot. Swing and a miss by Collins, and Kramer picks up the strikeout.
Yeah, pretty good curveball right there. That one had some bite to it. Yikes. A la Jim Palmer. Dennis Martinez. Shall I keep going? Very good Orioles pitchers with curveballs.
Sal takes outside for ball one. Mike Cuellar have a big curveball.
Yeah, lefty. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Just trying to run down all those great Orioles stabs.
Pat Dobson.
Oh, yeah. Foul. Those Orioles pitching staffs were incredible.
They had 4 starting pitchers with 20 wins one year now.
I don't think you'll ever see that again. 20 wins in a season might be a tough task for anybody.
Yep.
Check swing and a foul ball.
The way organizations are monitoring innings pitched and pitch counts and things like that.
'71 Orioles. That one's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Frelick. Mike Cuellar, Pat Dobson, Dave McNally, and Jim Palmer.
Yeah, how about that starting rotation? Phew.
That one's ripped into right. Pulled those hands in on that fastball. Base hit for Sal Frelick.
Yeah, fastball up and in. You know, Sal Frelick can handle a high fastball. Typically lefties like it down, but Sal, it doesn't bother him too much. Watch the way he pulls the hands in and pops those hips open and gets the barrel of the bat to it and able to keep it fair. If you just throw the hands at it and don't pop the hips open, you're going to hit it hard, you're going to hook it foul. It's a unique talent to be able to do that.
Andre Monasterio pops it up. Foul territory. A play from Mountcastle for out number 2. 0 for 2 for Monasterio, and for every Brewers RBI this season, Northwestern Mutual Foundation is funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Milwaukee Brewers proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Durbin had an RBI back in the 2nd inning, his first hit in a while. 0 for his last 24 before that base hit to left. And toss to first has Frelick back.
Well, you start getting wrapped up in the wheel when you start getting offers at that point. Once it gets to about 10, 15, well, you get into the 20s, panic starts setting in.
Vinny Capra had a long 0 for. And he was an 0 for 36 before he snapped that. Worst designated for assignment, and now with the White Sox. But
after you get that base hit after an 0 for like that, just take a deep breath.
To Durbin. Fly ball to deep left. This one is clipped, but not enough. Caught by Carlson at the wall, and Durbin flies out to end the inning. Maybe a sign of good things coming for Durbin. He's stung a couple.
Phones are out in that section. Check it out. Just like yours. You're on yours too. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand. Plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire year. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Bonatep, Priester, bare hand pickup. Throw to first in time to get Mullins. A 1-pitch out to start the 5th.
You see everybody in that shot had their phone out?
I did. And I had mine. I was actually checking my son's golf match. They lost.
He's got a good swing.
Yeah, pretty good swing. He's playing over at Hanson Park today. Lost his match, sadly. See, now the game's on and the phones are away.
Nope,
not his, though.
No.
Maybe ordering food in the ballpark app. Maybe playing baseball bingo. Checking the gram. Who knows? Dylan Carlson. See if he takes the first pitch from Priester after Mullins bunted. And he does take an easy take.
What did we do before phones?
We talked to each other.
We actually talked to each other and interacted and learned a little bit about our fellow man or woman.
Yeah.
Now people sit next to each other and text each other back and forth.
That's a tough one.
Right?
That's tough. Yeah.
You do that? Have you ever done it?
No chance. Not with the person sitting next to me. I love it. It's a fly ball to right by Carlson. Frelick on the track with room for out number 2. Speaking of messages, how about a quick one?
Yeah.
From Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Real quick.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Everybody, watch out. Head out of the game, I don't play that back. Everybody, watch out.
That was quick. 10 seconds. Little dance break. We're in good shape.
Got some good moves over there.
You talking about Dom or me?
You.
Oh, shot. That one's up and in on the catcher, Handley.
You know, tomorrow when that thing comes out, I'm going to get my phone out and record you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good.
Need my phone. We got them right here. We got the booth cam.
Yeah, they were recording it already. I think they've got their own file of our silly dance moves, or at least my silly dance moves. We like to have fun up here, keep it light. Fouled away.
How can you not have fun up here? This is the greatest job in the world.
That's the thing. You come to the ballpark or you're watching a ball game and you want to escape, right? This is best gig out there.
That's what we do.
Ground ball to second. Terang's got it. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Priester on just 7 pitches. He's starting to roll.
Family Field, and coming up Saturday, June 14th, come join us for a free play ball event for kids ages 5 through 12. This fun-filled day features a rotating baseball skills clinic where young athletes can learn and play like the pros. You can also meet team mascots, enjoy some exciting games, take home some cool stuff. No experience needed, so just bring some energy and you'll have a good time here. So if you want to get registered for that event on Saturday, June 14th, you can go to brewers.com/playball.
Play ball indeed. Thank you, Sophia. As Bryce Terang leads it off, a 2-run single his last time up. He's 1 out of 2 today. Kramer back at it. And high for ball 1. Contreras to follow, and then Jackson Churio. And that's fouled away. We were talking a couple of innings ago about that 1971 Orioles team. Ended up losing in the World Series to the Pittsburgh Pirates that year, but got me down a rabbit hole of just looking at Baseball Reference and looking at numbers. This one flipped into shallow center. Tough play. Mullins can't make a catch, and Terang is going to be at second base. Right off the top of the glove of Mullins. It'll be a double for Terang.
Pretty good effort. I thought he had it. Boy, he made up a lot of ground going after that baseball. Shaded a little bit toward left. Had a long way to go. The ball was up in the air a little bit. Right off the fingers of the glove. He got there, just flat missed it. Right off the end of the fingers, and it'll be a double for Bryce Terang. So the Brewers, once again, second inning in the last 3 have leadoff doubles.
Had a hit in every single inning so far against Kramer. Contreras 2 for 2, a single and a double, and he has smoked both of them. And takes a strike. The quartet of Cuellar, Dobson, Palmer, and McNally. The fewest innings pitched in that group was 224 by Dave McNally, and he led the group with 21 wins. 21-5.
They were all pushing 300 innings, right?
Oh, yeah. There goes Contreras into the gap in right center. That's down. Another extra base hit as Terang is going to score. The Brewers are up 4-1. A 3-hit night for Contreras.
Boy, you'd love to see Williams starting to barrel him up. Exit velocity really good. That was a breaking ball. One of those curve balls that just hangs up in the strike zone, and Contreras waiting back and just bang it into the gap in right center. So back-to-back doubles here in the 5th.
Starting to get into a rhythm. William Contreras. 5 hits in his last 11 at-bats. Here's Chourio. And he takes outside. Pair of doubles in the game now for Contreras. First multi-extra base hit game of the season. Tuno on Chourio.
Jackson having a difficult time lately laying off that breaking pitch off the outside corner.
Currently stuck in the middle of an 0 for 21 at the plate. One tapped right at the mound. Kramer's got it and throws out Chourio.
Just pulling off the baseball. Good example of it right there. Another breaking pitch. Down and away. Tried to pull it. Early in the year, he'd be waiting back and just pound that into the gap somewhere in right center. Just out in front, that front shoulder opens up, and really no chance to get anything behind the swing.
Had a really good swing late in the game yesterday. A line out to right. It's translated today, though, for Chourio. Infield up, and Yelich fouls it away. That's fouled away. 0-2 on Yelich. Magic number for the Brewers has been 4. They are 19-5 when they score 4 more runs this season. Looking for a 5th run at least from Yelich. Swing and a miss. He struck him out into that fastball up above the belt.
Had 2 pitches to hit right before that, and then chased a pitch up out of the zone. His first 2 strikes were pretty good pitches to hit, just fouled them off. Not able to catch up to the high fastball.
5th strikeout for Kramer. As Hoskins hits, he's walked and flied to deep center. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard. Chourio and Yelich each with 7, and Hoskins all by himself with 5. Been a while for Contreras since that Tampa Bay series. Same for Yelich and Chourio. 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
You gotta wonder how aggressive they're going to be with Hoskins here. You got first base open. You got Collins on deck.
We made that same point yesterday in the 3rd inning when the Minnesota Twins felt like they pitched around Hoskins, and then Collins made him pay for it. Foul back at Hoskins with a mighty cut. He was going to rip it.
He was. Cutter on the outside corner.
Almost out of his shoes.
Good pitcher's pitch.
That's the kind of swing you want to take on 2-0.
That's exactly right. And you didn't see too many of those last year.
Going away on Hoskins. And it missed down there. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kramer at 81 pitches. And he walked him. A rare splitter from Kramer.
Not sure why they just didn't pitch around him. Just give him 4 fingers. Have him take first base right from the beginning. Wanted no part of Hoskins in that at bat.
I mean, you throw a splitter right there, and it could very well go in the dirt and cost you a run. Orioles going to send out their pitching coach, Drew French. Go have a chat with Dean Kramer. Nobody loosening in that Baltimore bullpen. Gonna deal with Collins, who's singled and struck out.
It's been a rough go of it for this Baltimore pitching staff so far this year. Earned run average way over 5. Only the Rockies with a higher team ERA. And they've given up a ton of homers. What was it, 72?
72 coming into the game today.
I mean, far and away leading all of baseball.
Allowed 10 runs in each of the last 2 ball games. Part of being swept by the Washington Nationals. Their minus 85 run differentials, the worst in the American League. Number 2 overall behind the Rockies. The Rockies have only won 8 games. Here's Collins with runners on the corners. And he takes strike 1. RBI double by Contreras to add to the Brewers' lead in this 5th. Ball to strike. Bunting. It's a good bunt. It's a foul ball as Contreras collided with the catcher Handley. Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire, calling that ball foul. So Collins ends up going back to the plate, and it's just a strike, but there was a lot going on there.
Yeah, look how far back Reyes is at third base. He's just trying to push one down there. Clearly foul. And that's a good thing. That would have been interference.
Check swing foul almost into that Orioles dugout. Bullpen is moving. Sir Anthony Dominguez, the former Philly. Another 1-2 up high. Approaching that 90 pitch mark for Dean Kramer. And Collins got jammed. The ground ball to short. Henderson has it. Throws to first in time. Great throwing arm from Gunnar Henderson. Brewers get 1 as we head to the 6th. They're up by 3. Time now for tonight's Wisconsin Dells game reset. Ramon Laureano got the Orioles on the board first. Solo home run the 2nd inning. The Brewers answered with a 3-run bottom of the 2nd. And just moments ago, William Contreras plating another run. He is 2 for 3, 2 doubles, and RBI. And the Brewers have a 4-1 lead as we have reached the 6th. Jackson Holliday leads it off. Top of the order for Baltimore, and he lines one into left and caught by Isaac Collins. 1 up and 1 down. There's been a lot of loud outs against Priester.
Yeah, they are barreling up some pitches, but fortunately for Priester, they're right at the Brewer defender. He's shaking his head saying, I've been lucky so far. He's made some mistakes, but he's been able to get away with it.
4 1/3 innings for Priester. He's thrown 40 pitches.
They're swinging at the first pitch quite a bit.
Would put the impetus on making quality pitches on that first delivery, right?
Second time through the batting order, the Orioles swung at the first pitch, 5 of 9 at bats.
One fouled away. Evens things up at a ball and a strike, and compound that even further against Priester.
8 of the last 14.
It's a very high number. 1-1 to Mountcastle. Down away. Well, as a catcher, if you know that the offense is going to be swinging early, you've got to make sure, again, it's a quality pitch on that first offering.
Well,
right?
if you're throwing breaking pitch, you don't want to be falling behind. I mean, that's even worse. That makes things worse. So you got to throw that good quality, slider, cutter, whatever you want to call it, on the edges, get the strike call. Well located fastballs, but
Mountcastle ground ball to third. Durbin cuts it off and throws a strike to give Mountcastle. Now a quick word from Diggers Hotline.
Hey buddy, does even your project need Diggers Hotline? There could be electrical, gas, or internet lines right under your feet. Every time you dig, Diggers Hotline.
Gunnar Henderson 0 for 2. He struck out in the first inning and then hit a smash that was snared by Monasterio in the fourth. Just 2 over the minimum so far for Priester.
Yeah, Priester's first hitter that he faced hit a homer. He's been good since. Only 2 hits since that home run.
Holiday singled in the third, and then an infield single by Laureano. Laureano's 2 for 2 against Priester. 1 hit otherwise. That's a strike on the corner. Nick Mears starting to play catch in that Brewers bullpen. It's not a pitch count thing for Priester, that's for sure. Big cut from Henderson, 2-2.
That's a nice pitch. Right under the hands.
Fouled away. Then went sinker in, tried to front hip it. Just missed with a curveball. Gunnar Henderson, the rookie of the year a couple of years ago, finished 4th in the MVP last season. 3-2. Ground ball to first, backhanded by Hoskins. Priester is there, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Priester.
Summer is coming, and it's a good time to hit the Wisconsin Dells, and the Army Ducks are a 1-hour guided land and water duck ride of the Lower Dells and Lake Delton aboard World War II era Dells Army Ducks. You can even discover the sandstone rock formations that are over 14,000 years old. And if you want something a little bit faster paced, you can climb aboard for a tour on the Wild Thing jet boats. You can hang on tight. 360-degree spins and power stops. An unforgettable river tour there. Wild Thing jet boats. Sounds like a good time, guys.
So you're first in line.
I love a Wild Thing jet boat ride. What could go wrong?
Nothing. Just make sure you have your seatbelt on. Then we'll be in good shape. Summer is here. Didn't feel like it today. Game time temperature, by the way, outside was 44 today.
Yeah.
But spring and summer will be here, I promise. Just enduring our third winter is all.
Just makes us appreciate summer even more.
Yes. Yep.
When you have days like today. And you appreciate the roof.
Always. 0-2 to Frelick. Kramer's still out there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Orioles broadcasters sent a group text earlier today. Hey, roof is closed tonight, right? Yeah, roof's closed.
The idea.
1-2 ripped into the right field corner. That is a fair ball. Frelick not stopping at second, on his way to third, and he is there with a slide.
All right, third time the Brewers have led off an inning with an extra base hit. First 2 times doubles. This is a triple down the line. There's another high fastball. We've been talking about Sal for a while now. Check out. Look at the top hand, the way he's able to get on top of that baseball. Line it down there in the right field corner.
Hold that bag, Sal. Medium depth for Monasterio, who takes a strike.
You know, you don't see a lot of left-handed hitters being able to use the top hand like that on the high fastball. You see the right-handers do it quite a bit. Well, not lefties, especially right-handed throwing left-handed hitters.
Monasterio fouls it away.
Check out the top hand. I mean, you're talking about the left hand of a right-handed throwing hitter. Just able to crank on that pitch at the point of contact, just rolling over that top hand. Very unusual. You don't see that very much.
Monasterio trying to drive in Frelick from third on an 0-2 count with nobody out. Big 5th run standing at third. Oh for 2 for Monasterio, strikeout and pop up. Ground foul. Cash in on that leadoff triple. Hitting every single inning for the Brewers. They've got 9 hits in the game. And Kramer steps off to reset. And strike 3 called. We've got the low strike with the cutter for out number 1. Caleb Durbin is coming up, but it looks like we will have a pitching change. Tony Manzolina on the way out. And he will make the pitching change, go to Sir Anthony Dominguez. Caleb Durbin will face him on the other side of this break. 4-1 Brewers, and a new pitcher on for Baltimore, right-hander Sir Anthony Dominguez. Longtime Philadelphia Philly, 2-0, but an ERA over 5.
Yeah, he's had a rough time of it over his last 7 appearances. That dates back to the end of April. He's got a 12 ERA. He's given up 8 earned runs in 6 innings. Last time out, gave up a couple of runs on 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning, so he's been struggling.
Hard throwing right-hander, infield still up. Caleb Durbin at the plate. And Durbin takes up and in. Ball 198 from Dominguez. Singled home run his first time up, and then flight out to the wall to end the 4th. (2-0) on Durbin.
This guy, usually when he comes in, he starts an inning. He's only had 3 inherited runners. None of them have scored, but 3 not too many at this point.
No, look out. How did that not hit him? Somehow missed Durbin. Feels like he's got a magnet in his pocket most nights.
Yikes.
Almost got that forearm on the left arm. 3-0. And that's a strike. that's ball 4. Good AB from Durbin and put him on the corners for Terang. Check in with Sophia. Some better ABs here lately from Caleb Durbin.
Yeah, his RBI single in the second inning snapped an 0 for 24 for Durbin. And I spoke with him before the game about just things he's been working on to get back on track. And he said, you know, he was frustrated by just some of the weak ground ball outs that he felt he was getting consistently. Then he felt he maybe overcorrected, and then he was just regularly hitting into pop-ups and fly balls. So he said you're just trying to find that middle ground of just trying to think line drives and getting synced up. And Pat Murphy pointed out before the game, look, he's just a month into his career. He hasn't even hit 100 plate appearances yet, so obviously still a lot of learning as he takes off for second base there.
And steals it standing up, no throw.
Eliminates the double play. Not that Dominguez gets a lot of ground balls. Dominguez's problem this year has been the base on balls. He's walked a ton.
Left-handed hitters have had a lot of success against him too.
Yeah, 8 for 20. A couple of homers.
Terang bangs it foul, 0-2.
When you fall behind, I mean, everybody's a better hitter in a 2-0, 3-1 count, 1-0. Wait for that fastball in the upper 90s.
Swing and a miss. He chased that fastball about neck high.
No chance on that.
William Contreras already 3 for 3, a couple of doubles. There's a base open. And that one skips in the dirt, and a good stop by Handley.
That saves a run. Try to throw the slider. Look how far in front of home plate that ends up, and he's able to pick it.
Cherry flavored snow cone there. Everything that Contreras has hit today has been over 100 miles an hour off the bat. Squaring it up tonight, 2-0. 3-0. Let her fly here on 3-0.
He's swinging for sure.
Up and in, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Churio. Now's the time, young man. And Contreras is almost waiting for him to give him some encouragement.
Man, that's exactly what he's doing.
Advanced stat brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the two Jacksons, Holiday and Churio. In the course of their careers, Holiday's been a little better this year than Churio, but man, Jackson was on a burner for the last 4 months last year. First one to him, and a chopper hit softly. Third base, throw to first is in time, and Churio is out. Had something to hit at 99 and missed it. Brewers leave him loaded in the 6th. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Inside American Family Field, Brewers with a 3-run lead as we have reached the 7th inning. And Quinn Priester back to work. 5 innings, 1 run on just 52 pitches. This has been the one guy that has mystified him. Ramon Laureano, he homered and had an infield single against Priester.
Yeah, it's been 3 over the minimum for Priester so far.
He's fouled past Durbin.
Home run, single, and an infield hit. It's been good.
Zastrisny started this game. Swing and a miss. Good slider from Priester.
Priester continuing to throw well. It's his 3rd really good start in a row. I shouldn't say start, appearance.
5 innings, each of his last couple of appearances, only 1 earned run in each. It's outside. Just stack those things together, right? That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Two to Laureano. Fouled away. Do it again. O'Hearn to follow, and then Urias. Off the glove of Priester. Finds it, flips it. Laureano out number one. Let's check that wrist or glove of Quinn Priester.
Almost self-defense, right? Getting the glove up there. I mean, did it hit it in the wrist? Bottom of the glove near the wrist. Check it out. I think had he not knocked it down, I think Terang would have been waiting for it.
Maybe right in the palm.
Well, able to finish the play, get up, and flip it over to first base.
Chris Hook and Lee Myers out to check on Quinn Priester. Right now, it's all about the adrenaline that's running through Priester.
Except for that leadoff home run that he gave up in the second inning, he's been able to retire the leadoff hitter in every inning. Always makes your job a little easier.
One of those stats that doesn't get charted very much. The leadoff batter retired. This one golfed down the right field line, foul by O'Hearn. 0-1 to a guy who's got some Milwaukee roots. His dad and dad's family grew up in Milwaukee. Dad, one of 7 kids, and he and his brothers used to be beer vendors at County Stadium back in the day.
Yeah.
So if you see a bunch of rowdy O'Hearn fans, those are the ones from Milwaukee. Pass list that's about 30 deep for the next couple of days. It's a strike on O'Hearn. 96.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Reaching back a little bit right there.
Check the swing, didn't go. Pretty good curveball.
And that's a good take. Priester's going to get a lot of swings on that.
Three and two. Five years in Kansas City for O'Hearn. This is his 3rd year in Baltimore. Career high 15 homers a year ago. Just missed. Boy, he threw some great pitches in that sequence.
I'm not sure how O'Hearn could take him, but he did. Pretty impressive. Hey, catch a postgame concert by 3-time Grammy Award winner Nelly after the Brewers game on Friday, June 27th. All you need is your game ticket, or you can upgrade to a field pass and get close to the show. Get your seats at brewers.com/concerts. Nelly in the house.
Nelly is in the house. Your favorite Nelly song?
Why would you ask me that? You know I don't know. I don't know one.
Two Purrs.
Oh, you knew that? Or is Dom telling you?
No, he sings about Air Force Ones. I need 2 Purrs. That's not the name of the song, but Country Grammar was the big album that put him on the map. That one's hit into the gap in right center. Churio cuts the ball off. O'Hearn's going to head to third. The throw goes to second. No play there. It's a double for Ramon Urias, and just like that, the tying run is coming up, and Pat Murphy is coming out of the Brewers dugout.
Yeah. Yeah, the Brewers have allowed the Orioles to stick around here. They've had opportunities to add on and have not been able to do it. Now the tying run at the plate. But a good effort by Priester here today.
5 1/3 innings for him out of the bullpen. They're up 4-1, and here comes Nick Mears out of the pen. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Batter up to a better way to money today at northwesternmutual.com. And by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. 4-1, the Brewers are out in front of the top of the 7th inning. Quinn Priester responsible for the 2 runners that are in scoring position right now. A walk and a double, and now Nick Mears in out of the bullpen, inheriting runners number 22 and 23.
And he's only allowed 6 of 21 to score, which is an incredible percentage. Stranding base runners. And through a scoreless inning in yesterday's game, he's been unscored upon, or hasn't allowed an earned run in his last 13 appearances.
Cedric Mullins in his sights. And Mullins rips one to right. This is deep, and we are tied. A 3-run homer for Cedric Mullins, his 10th of the year, and it's 4-4.
Yeah, the Brewers allowed these guys to stick around, and it comes back to bite them. And Mullins with a fastball, able to knock it out of here. That was a rope. So we're all tied here in the 7th. Right down the middle at 94. And the Orioles have tied it up.
Mullins had been hitting just 138 over the last 2.5 weeks. The big homer there. And we are back to even in a game that belongs to the bullpens.
So many missed opportunities for the Brewers to add on, including the last inning.
A leadoff triple in the 6th that the Brewers could not cash in. Had a leadoff double in the 3rd that they couldn't move off of second base. Plenty of chances. Even in the 5th, after they had back-to-back doubles, only could score the 1 run.
Yeah.
2-0 on Dylan Carlson. Swing and a miss. The high fastball. 2-1. So Priester's day is done. He allows the 4 runs, but pitched much better than that final line will show. 3 runs, 1 charge to Mears. Here's Jared Koenig starting to get loose. Likes of Holiday and Henderson looming. Fouled in and out of the glove of Contreras, and those are the ones that you worry about.
And those foul tips that go off the end of the fingers, just like that. That's exactly what you don't want to see. That broken finger, taped up. There's a splint in there, but when you get a foul ball like that, there's nothing going to help.
Yeah, Contreras doesn't even want to take off his glove. That's that reinforced pad on that finger area of the catcher's glove. Just looks right up into the roof. It says a couple of things that we cannot say on television. And back to work. Carlson hits a foul. Nice catch. Another foul. Slider up in the zone there on Carlson. Almost the same exact spot.
He's hanging in there, isn't he?
Another foul by Carlson. A lot of fans getting happy with some foul balls in this sequence with Mears and Carlson.
Expensive at bat for the Brewers. A lot of baseballs.
Another foul. That was the 10th pitch of the sequence. Two straight sliders. Another foul. Three straight sliders.
He's been a little behind these sliders. You can see 3 in a row. Does he throw a fastball here?
7 straight foul balls. 3-2. Just missed off the outside corner. 12 pitch at bat that ends in a walk to Dylan Carlson.
These guys know their strike zone, don't they? That didn't miss by much, but it was off the plate.
So 4 straight have reached for the Orioles. Maverick Handley, the catcher, fouls it away. Eight foul balls the last 2 batters. It's about $80. Fouled into the glove. And it's 0-2 on Handley. Maybe the last batter from Mears, with Koenig getting ready and Holiday on deck. Yes, he did. 2 away as Mears gets the strikeout. And here comes Pat Murphy. So Mears faces his 3 batters, throws 17 pitches, a dozen of which came to Dylan Carlson. And Jared Koenig will inherit a runner over at first base and face Jackson Holiday on the other side of this break. We're all tied 4-4. Koenig against Jackson Holiday. A 4-4 ball game. Nick Mears, for the first time in a long time, unable to strand his inherited runners, and now Jared Koenig is on for the 23rd time. He's got Jackson Holiday in his sights.
Yeah, pitched yesterday, gave up a run. He gave up a double and a single to score a run. He's allowed runs in 3 of his last 5 appearances. He's got a man at first with a couple of men out.
1 out of 3 today for Jackson Holiday. Seventh man to hit in this 7th inning for Baltimore. And they've got the runner picked off, and Koenig threw it away down the right field line. Trying to get to third base and making it standing is Dylan Carlson. Oh, Koenig had Carlson picked off, but threw it away.
It'll be a stolen base and an error. But he had him dead to rights, just couldn't hit Rhys Hoskins. Rhys was heading toward Koenig to shorten that throw a little bit, and just couldn't make the adjustment on the bad throw. And so Carlson ends up at third.
Still 2 outs, but that is a massive extra 180 feet against Koenig. And it's 0-2. So that front foot from Holiday, the first step going towards second base against the crossfire of Koenig.
He's got a tough arm angle for a lefty. Well, as he keeps that breaking pitch, outer half or on the outside corner.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Koenig comes in. He had the throwing error, but he strikes out Holiday on 3 pitches.
Well, let's check out tonight's time of the game winners. The Schoolhouse Bar in Mountain, Wisconsin. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. It's offered courtesy of the Tavern Lake of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
I've never heard of Mountain, Wisconsin.
I have not, but you know what? We looked it up. It's between Crivets and Anago.
Okay.
Up north.
Up north there. I love it. Mountain. Great name for a city, town,
Crivets
village.
has got really good grouse hunting up there if you're into hunting.
Really?
And Anago, home of
I don't know.
the Mepps factory.
Really?
If you're a fisherman, which I know you are.
I don't know Mepps though. I should know that.
Spoons, lures. Yeah.
Thanks, Rock. Now I know where to go. Yelich, a tapper back to the mound against Soto. Underhand flip to get Yelich by a half a step. 1 up and 1 down for Rhys Hoskins. Take a look at our Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run counter. Hoskins hit his 5th on Wednesday. That was in Cleveland, his first home run on the road. Originally rolled a double, overturned. Thanks to a crew chief review. And now the Brewers find themselves in a tie game, 4-4. They could use another long ball.
Yeah, and the Orioles have given up a ton of them this year. None yet tonight.
.72 on the season. Plenty of extra base hits for the Brewers. 3 doubles and a triple. But only one of those extra base hits has scored a run.
Yeah.
Hoskins facing Gregory Soto. Check the swing. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
2-1.
3 left-handers down in that Orioles bullpen.
So there's a pretty good back end of the bullpen for Baltimore. It's wide. 3 balls and 1 strike. Likes of Felix Bautista at the back end. Yanier Cano, their setup man, also nasty. Soto, former closer. Fly ball down the left field line. It is a fair ball and in the corner. Hoskins with a double, and there's a go-ahead run in the 7th.
And another extra base hit for the Brewers. Nothing that has left the ballpark, though. It's had 3 doubles now. 3 doubles, a triple, 4 doubles. And this one just barely fair. Hits the chalk line. And there's your go-ahead run here in the 7th with 1 out.
And we're going to have a pinch runner for Hoskins as Joey Ortiz comes off the bench to run for Hoskins.
Yeah, Rhys on base 3 times tonight.
2 walks and now the double. Ortiz runs. And Isaac Collins with an opportunity to drive him home. A base hit in 3 tries. It came from the left side. Collins, a fly ball to center. Mullins a couple of steps over. And no chance for Ortiz. 2 away. Sal Frelick against the left-hander. Two hits today, including a triple back in the 6th. Here's strike 1. 99 from the left side from Soto. Yanier Cano, the right-hander, getting ready in the Orioles bullpen. Abner Uribe loosening in the Brewers pen. is just off the outside corner. 1-1. Here's Abner. Go ahead run at second base, and Ortiz pinch running for Hoskins. And Frelick took it low.
His at-bats against lefties have been good. Likes to serve that ball in the left field against lefties. Got the count in his favor.
Best throwing arm in the outfield is Laureano in right. Swing and a foul. Tried to open up that front hip on that sinker in.
Yeah, big velocity, 98 in off the plate.
Frelick pops it up. Henderson out. Mullins coming in to make the call and make the catch. And the inning ends. Brewers got a double for more from Hoskins. Stranded at second base. We go to the 8th, all square. Toyota game reset as we've reached the 8th inning. Cedric Mullins with a 3-run game-tying homer in the 7th inning. Turang and Contreras doing the heavy lifting for the Brewers offense. 5 for 7, 3 doubles and 3 runs batted in. Game that belongs to the bullpens as Pat Murphy makes another move and brings in Abner Uribe to face the middle of this Orioles order.
Yeah, he's been terrific. I mean, unscored upon in his last 11 appearances. That covers 10 innings. 10 innings, 15 punch-outs for Abner in that stretch. Pitched yesterday against the Twins.
Uribe gets Ryan Mountcastle, who's 0 for 3. Riding a 12-game hitting streak. And the Brewers have had ample opportunities to add to what was a 4-1 lead as Joey Ortiz stays in the game at short. Andrew Monasterio slides over to first after Ortiz pinch ran for Hoskins. The Brewers just 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Saw Mountcastle jumping out of the way of that slider on the inside corner.
And 2 of those hits with runners in scoring position came in the 2nd inning.
Durbin and Turang. Swing and a miss. Got that slider again and tried to hit it out. One-two coming. Got him.
That was nasty. Nasty. When you throw 101, you can throw that close. That was right on the edge. It was a strike. You try and pull that, no chance.
Sliders just progressively got better for the last 3 pitches. Spun one, threw one down the middle, and then perfect.
It's been good all year.
Gunnar Henderson, number 3 hitter. Slightly low, ball 1. Just 23 years old and one of the young budding superstars in this game. And he takes outside. It's 2-0. Now 3 balls and no strikes on Henderson. And he walked him on 4 straight. Sets up a date with Laureano, but first a quick word from Wendy's. blemish that you could point at for Uribe has been the command at times.
Most of the time it's command with fastball, right? He's got a two-seam sinker that he can rush up there at 101. That pitch didn't miss by much. Right at the knees.
Pretty good right there from Uribe. Last 11 appearances. Nails. There's a strike. Took some off at 99.
Cruising speed.
After 5 straight out of the zone, some were close. Recalibrate against Laureano. And that's low. So all fastballs. He hasn't thrown a slider since the strikeout of Mountcastle. There's the slider.
There you go. Get back in the count.
Thinking about a potential stolen base from Henderson. He stole 21 a year ago. Was only caught 4 times. He's got 3 this year. Has not been caught. Throw to first. This Orioles team does not run super often. 2-2. Line to left, a base hit for Laureano. So Walker now a single as Laureano squared up 100 at the knees.
Yep, 100 just above the knees and down the middle of the plate. So right now it looks like Uribe getting hurt with a fastball, either not able to throw it for strikes or getting behind in the count and having to come in with one, and Laureano now hits a rope in the left.
Sends Chris Hook out to the mound to have a chat with Uribe and Contreras before the sequence with O'Hearn. Well, this Orioles offense was dead in the water. Priester had gone 5 1/3 innings out of the bullpen after Zastrinski started this one. Priester walked O'Hearn on a couple of really close pitches and then allowed the double to Urias. Mullins hit the 3-run homer to tie the game in the 7th inning, and now they've got life.
Off of Mears, who hasn't been giving up anything.
Still a ground ball away from getting out of this. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. Chris Hook probably saying the same thing that you were thinking, Rock.
He's throwing strikes with sliders and working them ahead in the count.
Comes back, just missed off the inside corner, 1-1. Liner foul again, a fastball at the bottom of the zone.
99, 100, a little easier to get to downstairs, down around the knees. But it's not Uribe's game to work up in the zone with a fastball.
1-2 on O'Hearn. Slider, got him right at the bottom of the zone.
Yep. This inning, Adner Uribe 6 for 6 throwing strikes with the slider, including this one right at the knees down the middle. O'Hearn in his last at bat took some really close pitches that were called balls. Didn't get the call that time.
Pulled back there from Dan Bellino. Ramon Urias at the plate. Look out, first pitch from Uribe. And he took the slider for a strike.
7 for 7. 7 for 7 strikes with sliders. 3 for 11 strikes with a fastball.
How about 8 for 8? Keep throwing it.
Throwing until they hit it. If they're going to hit it, you put it right where he just threw that last one.
Trying to get out of a 2-on, 2-out situation. 2-strike pitch. Foul away. He's been perfect with the slider in the inning. Ramon Urias, brother of former Brewer Luis Urias. Abner Uribe trying to get him. Another 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Contreras hangs on to the fastball, and you could put another one in the holster for Uribe. When all else fails, sliders and heaters.
We're all tied up at 4 apiece as we head to the home half of the 8th inning here at American Family Field. At the Gruber offices, One Call That's All Sports Desk. Stephen Watson and Tim Dillard here with you. And Tim, Brewers looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in 2 weeks. Need some offense now.
Yeah, Brewers are 19-5 when they score 4 or more runs, and they need more runs here. They got 6 outs to do it.
Good analysis, Tim. Thank you so much. Coming up on Brewers Live, presented by Freighter at the Medical College of Wisconsin. We'll talk about the late homer from Mullins. Top of the order for the Brewers delivering. Hear from Pat Murphy as well. And Jeff and Rock, 5 extra base hits for the Brewers. This is an Orioles team that's given up more home runs than anyone in baseball. I'm just saying.
So you're telling me there's a chance. Here's Jake Bowers, and he takes inside. He's pinch hitting for Andrew Monasterio. How about that outstanding analysis from Tim Dillard? Got to score more runs. Yeah. Yeah. Just one more. That's it. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
But
Love you, Dilly.
It really doesn't have a whole lot of time to talk there. I mean, they're racing through that. I feel you, Dilly.
Got to be tight. Here's Cano. And Bowers just missed it. Pops it up into shallow center. Henderson is out. Mullins calls him off and makes the catch. Bowers out number 1. Mullins has taken care of the last 3 putouts for the Orioles.
And Cano's last appearance back on the 17th against Washington gave up a run in 2/3 of an inning.
Durbin's been on base twice and takes inside for ball 1. They'll check the swing. It didn't go. Cano with 70+ appearances in each of the last 2 seasons. As Trevor McGill is getting loose in the Brewers' pen. Durbin takes a strike.
Well, that's probably going to be McGill regardless. Nothing wrong with using your closer in the 9th inning in a tie game at home.
On the ground foul by Durbin. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Terang on deck. Brewers have had a runner on base in every inning. Slow roller foul.
Yeah, Brewers 3 for 16, runners in scoring position. The Orioles 1 for 4, but it was a 3-run homer.
Ground ball left side. Urias placed side saddle and throws out Durbin.
Hey, added Jackson Churio jersey to your collection on June 7th when the Brewers give away 25,000 Churio replica jerseys at the game against the Padres. That's courtesy of Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealers. Get tickets now at brewers.com/giveaways.
Here's Terang. And Bryce takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Two hits, including a double. And a couple of RBIs for Bryce Terang. Batting average flirting with that 300 number again. Fouled away. 1-2 on Terang.
Brewers are due for a big fly. Well, it's been a while. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday, Rhys Hoskins. Fouled away by Terang. It's almost like you're trying to speak it into existence. I like it.
Yeah. Law of averages.
Last home run at home by a Brewer, Eric Haas. That was in that Houston series. Two and two on Terang. Full boat. Got the B for the order to follow. And he walked him. Terang is on for a third time tonight. Now you got some wheels he can put in motion.
Now you got to figure he's going to want to try to get into scoring position, maybe steal a base here.
Contreras has been on all 4 times, 3 hits, including a pair of doubles. He's also walked. Toss to first, and Terang is back. A dozen stolen bases for Bryce Terang. And a first pitch strike on the outside corner.
Hanley 0 for 4 and throwing out base runners.
0-1. There goes Terang. Throw to second base, and Terang is in there, number 13. That almost hit Cano on the fly.
Yeah, not a very good throw. A pretty good pick over at second base by Holiday to make it look close. Really wasn't. No chance to get him. Not with that throw.
So there he is for Contreras. A 1-ball, 1-strike count. See if he gets anything to hit. Fly ball, right field line, slicing in the seats. And a slider at the bottom of the zone. Three for 16 with runners in scoring position, as you talked about earlier, Rock. The last hit, the Contreras double. One-two. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. Terang coming around third. William with a 4-hit game gives the Brewers the lead in the 8th.
That away, William Contreras. My goodness, what a night for him. Walk, stolen base, single for the Brewers. Finally cashing in with the man in scoring position. That hadn't happened since the 5th inning. A bullet back through the middle. Gunnar Henderson did what he could do to try and knock it down, just couldn't do it. And the Brewers take a lead.
See if they can add on. Churiel squares to bunt and fouls it at home plate. He was in the batter's box. Strike one.
Make sure as long as 1 foot is in that batter's box when it hits you. He had 2. He's all right.
Wave and a miss at the slider, and it's 0-2 on Churiel.
You know, that pitch that Contreras hit was a changeup down and in. I don't think they wanted to throw him a strike. Not sure why they didn't just walk him.
Runner goes 0-2, down and away. Throw to second, and Contreras is in. There's another big runner in scoring position. He got a walking lead.
And Hanley tried to rush his throw, and the ball sailed. He got a big jump off of Cano. Tried to be a little bit too quick. That never helps.
1-2 to Churio. And he laid off. Hanley with a good stop on the backhand. .23 pitches in this inning for Cano. 2-2 to Churio. And it's fouled away. Sinker in. Churio trying to break out of an 0 for 23 at the plate. And he popped it up. On the infield right near the bag, it's Holiday who makes the catch, and the inning ends. But William Contreras putting the team on his back tonight. 4 for 4, including the go-ahead RBI single in the 8th inning. 3 more outs to go for Trevor McGill. Contreras and the Brewers have a 1-run lead in the 9th inning, and Trevor McGill going to try and close it out. Picked up the save in yesterday's ball game. Looking for save number 7.
Had a couple of strikeouts in that appearance in yesterday's game. Unscored upon in 10 of his last 11. He's given up only 1 run in his last 8 2/3 innings. Got the bottom 3 in the batting order due up, but Mullins is the guy that hit the 3-run homer that tied it up.
10 home runs for Mullins. Bowers stays in the ball game after he pinch hit. He is at first base playing a no doubles defense. Mullins 1 for 3 with that homer. And he takes ball 1 with a breaking ball. This is his last AB against Nick Mears' fastball, and he cranked it into the bleachers in right for a game-tying 3-run homer. Leads the team with 10 homers. And the breaking ball is low.
It's always important when Trevor comes in a game to get that curveball for strikes. The first 2 have missed. Well, now Mullins, he's going to be sitting fastball. He's probably going to get one here.
And he did, and it missed wide. 3 balls and no strikes. As you mentioned, the bottom part of the order, Carlson's next, then Handley. Got some guys on the bench that they can go to. 3-0. Not close, and Mullins draws a 4-pitch walk to open up the 9th.
Yeah, those 2 fastballs. No chance they're going to get called way off the outside corner. So 4 pitches and the tying run at first.
With good speed, too. 6 stolen bases on the year. He's stolen 30 bases 3 different times in his career. Dylan Carlson is the hitter. Carlson has walked and flied out twice. Big lead for Mullins at first. Throw that way, and he's back with a dive.
Yeah, you can run on McGill. I mean, he's a big dude. It takes him a while to get rid of it.
Murphy will not challenge. Felix Bautista starts to loosen in the Orioles bullpen. Popped up. Contreras one away. That is a huge out.
What a break. Goodness. Well, there's a gift. See if the Brewers could take advantage. The barrel of the bat drops, pops it up. Tough part of that play for Contreras is finding the baseball, and he does.
Gift of an out there for Trevor McGill as Adley Rutschman is going to come off the bench and hit for Handley. Switch hitter batting from the left side of the plate, 4 homers on the year. And a toss to first. Mullins just back in time. Close play.
A perfect throw, and a left-handed throwing first baseman able to get that tag quickly.
And they will not challenge. It was close.
Look at that throw right on the bag.
Just to get that hand on the pillow. And Rutschman takes strike one. Saw McGill speed up that pace. That was really close to being a balk.
Yeah, you got to stop at some point. 1001 before you go home.
Mullins extends his lead by a half a step. That's the tying run.
Contreras just told him that.
He goes. Half swing, throw to second base, and not in time. Ortiz kept it in front of him. The pitch was a strike. So it's 0-2 on Rutschman, with the tying run is in scoring position after the steal.
Big lead, good jump. And Joey doing the right thing, just blocking it, making sure it doesn't go into center field.
Rutschman waits. McGill's 0-2. Inside with a breaking ball, 1-2. Rutschman is 0 for 2 this year as a pinch hitter, 3 for 17 lifetime.
This is where he needs that curveball. It's been a money pitch for him.
Fouled away. He was late on that fastball. Two-time All-Star for Rutschman. Finished second in the Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. 1-2. McGill deals. Line to left. Back goes Collins. He's there. Makes the catch. And back to second goes Mullins. 2 away.
Got him on a high fastball.
.101 on that fastball up. And now Jackson Holiday, who's 1 for 4 today, gets an opportunity against Trevor McGill. Trying to win back-to-back games for the first time in a while. Fly ball to left. Collins is back with a play. Ball game over. Brewers with a run in the bottom of the 8th, and McGill closes the door on the O's.
A little close for comfort here tonight with the Orioles able to come back. Brewers had all kinds of opportunities to put this one away, just weren't not able to do it. But how about Quinn Priester? What an outing for him. And the Brewers bullpen doing the rest. Good ball game. 2 in a row for the Crew.
Try and make it 3 in a row tomorrow night at American Family Field. Feels good to win back-to-back ball games. Contreras with 4 hits in the game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 8th. Much more to come on Brewers Live post-game show. We got Steven and Tim standing by for Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minert, and our entire crew. I'm Jeff Levering saying good night from Milwaukee. The Brewers trying to make it 3 straight tomorrow.
Back-to-back wins for the Crew, and coming up on Brewers Live, presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Wild Bill runs wild on a Monday night at American Family Field. We'll hear from the Brewers catcher who played hero coming up next.